Hey guys, what's up? This is Mario here, bringing you guys another video, and today I'm going to be starting a kind of a new series-ish kind of thing. It's not really a series, but it's to inform you guys of everything that you can do this week in Destiny, essentially. And so I'm going to be going over what all of the vendors are selling and what I recommend that you do and don't pick up. And I'm also going to be showing you guys what activities that you'll be able to do this week, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this series. If no one really likes it, then I'll just stop doing it, but I suppose I will do it for now. So let's begin with Petra, of course. Petra just has the usual bounties. I already did one, there's 6 of them. We have the one in the Cosmodrome Divide, so you need to go to the Divide to kill that one. We have the Ember Caves on Venus. We have the Archer's Line on the Moon. And then one of them was the one in Dock 13 on Earth. We have near the Endless Steps on Venus and near the Blast in the Cosmodrome. And then we, of course, have the usual items that you can buy right there. So now that we've done with Petra, that's just usual bounties, nothing I can really recommend there. Let's move on to Varrick, which is of course where you'll get all of your Prison of Elders gear from for this week. And so you can see all this stuff down here is the same. But for the armor piece this week, we have the Kel Slayer's Greaves, which are legendary leg armor. If you're a hunter or a warlock, these will be different. But of course, it comes with a strength roll. The perk on this is heavy weapon ammo, increases the amount of heavy weapon ammunition you can carry. And then the main perk is Hive Stalker, greatly increases agility and grenade recharge when fighting Hive in the Prison of Elders, equipped prior to first wave of each round. So these boots aren't going to be the greatest simply because they've got a strength roll on them, and strength is possibly the weakest perk, the weakest stat in the game. And so you're not necessarily going to be wanting using strength a lot, but this will be good if you're just looking to get the Prison of Elders armor, which of course I am, so I'll be trading in an armor core for all of the boots for this week. And you can buy that for 1 armor core, which you can obtain from the level 32 and 35 Prison of Elders. For the weapon this week, we have the Chain of Orbiks-fel, which is a legendary machine gun. You can see it does look pretty nice, and it looks pretty nice when you're firing it. I have seen it. You can see we have a fast rate of fire, not so good impact. It's got quite low range, decent stability, and mish reload with a 44 magazine, but this can be upgraded with the extended mag perk. You can see that this weapon deals void damage, so this is a void damage. You can't get it in any other element anyways. We have smooth ballistics, we have accurized ballistics, more range and impact, increased recoil. We have field choke, more impact and range, increased recoil. Then we have the first main perk, which is counterbalance. This weapon has increased stability. Then we have the mid-tier perks, which has extended mag, a larger magazine. We have hammer forged, improved range and accuracy. And we have fitted stock, increases weapon stability. Then finally we have the main perk, which is Shank Burn. This weapon deals moderate bonus damage to fallen shanks. Now of course this is the weakest fallen disruptor perk, I like to call them, because shanks, you already deal a frick ton of damage to shanks. In fact, you're probably not even going to be using a machine gun on shanks. So I would recommend, if you're looking for a good Chain of Orbiks-fel, I'd recommend just keep getting the Judgment's Chance until you get one with not Shank Burn on it. Get one with like Captain, one of the like Demotion, or I always forget the name of them, but Vandal Burn or something like that. I don't know, something better than Shank Burn. And you can pick that up for 1 weapon core, which you can obtain from the level 34 and 35 Prison of Elders. And then of course you can get the Judgment's Chance for 1 armor core and 1 weapon core. So that's my recommendations for the Prison of Elders items this week. Now let's go and see the Disciple of Osiris, who is over here in the corner. Sitting here, let's take a look at what you Trials PvP folks are going to be able to pick up. So you can see here, of course, we have the usual supplies, and we have the Trials Passage, we have the Stone Tier and Bronze Tier packages, then we have the Helm of the Exile, which is a legendary helmet, and this thing does look pretty cool. Of course, it's going to be different if you're a Hunter or a Warlock. This thing comes with Discipline stat roll. I don't know if it's the same on all characters, but I think it is. And Discipline, in my opinion, is the best perk, but some can argue that Intellect is. And I think Discipline's the best perk, but for PvP, it might be Intellect. I don't know. You guys can decide on that one. We have Paramuscle Armature, increases grenade throw distance, Quintessence Transfer, replenish super energy when you kill an enemy with a grenade, and then we have the third perk, which is Infusion, replenishes health each time you pick up an Orb of Light, which is nothing stunning, but it is a legendary helmet, and it does look pretty cool, as you can see right there. And you can pick this thing up after you get 5 wins on a single trials passage, so you'll be able to pick that up this weekend. Then we have the silver and gold tier packages as usual, and this time around we have the Infinite Theorem, which is a legendary machine gun, and this is the weapon you'll be able to pick up. It's got like middle rate of fire and middle impact. We have really low range but decent stability and decent reload speed. Then we have 31 in the magazine, and I don't think this can be upgraded. No, it can't be upgraded. It's 31 in the magazine. So you can see this weapon deals arc damage that can't. I don't think that can be changed. I don't know if you can get random drops with different elements on them, but I don't know if that can be changed. Then we have smooth ballistics, we have field choke, more range and impacts, increased recoil, and aggressive ballistics, more predictable recoil, enhanced impacts, shorter range, and more recoil. Then we have the first perk, which is Third Eye. Radar stays active while aiming down this weapon's sights, which is going to be very useful for PvP. Then we have the 3 mid-tier perks, which is Snapshot. Aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. Perfect Balance. This weapon has extremely low recoil and high caliber rounds. Oversized rounds built to stagger targets and leave them reeling. Their mass makes the weapon harder to handle. Then we have the second perk on it, which is Spray and Play. Increases the reload speed of this weapon when the magazine is empty. In my opinion, that perk isn't too useful because you don't really want to run out in the magazine with a machine gun, but I suppose it's useful for when you do. And Third Eye is actually really useful for PvP in my opinion. And of course this is going to be a PvP oriented machine gun. You can pick this thing up after 7 wins on a trials passage for 500 glimmer after you turn in your trials scorecard. So now let's head to Orbit and let's take a look at the activities you'll be able to do this week really quickly. And I'm actually just going to pull something up on my computer really quick here. You might be able to hear me clicking around just a little bit. But that's because I'm going to tell you guys what the Prison of Elders is for this week as well. But I'm going to look at the Nightfall, the weekly. We'll just do this real quick because we're running very over time for what I want the video to be. The weekly heroic for this week is, what is it? It's the Summoning Pits, that's it. It's the Summoning Pits with small arms, which is primary weapon damage is favoured. So that's an interesting one. I don't think I've done Foggoth in quite a while. We haven't had it in quite a while for a heroic or Nightfall. So that'll be interesting. For the Nightfall this week, we have Taniks with Void Burn, Solar Burn, and Grounded, which is Void and Solar weapons dealing more damage, and Grounded means that if you're in the air, you'll take more damage. And so that's a very interesting one. I actually kind of struggled when I was doing this one for the first time because of the Grounded perk and the Solar Burn perk, because Taniks actually has a solar weapon and it deals a lot of damage. So now for the Prison of Elders this week. Of course, from as always, the level 34 moves down to the level 32. So we have Machine Wrath, which is the Calyx Reborn boss. And this boss, according to the website anyways, will have the Grounded perk on it, which is, of course, if you're in the air, you will take more damage from enemies. And from doing this, you'll get 200 House of Judgment reputation and an armor core. For the level 34 this week, it's the final variant, which is called Cult of the Worm, where you'll be fighting Gulrot Unclean. And I don't actually know what race that's from. That's Hive, I believe. Yeah, that's Hive. And the perk on the final boss will be Morbid, which means that, or Exposure, which means that your shields are increased but will not replenish. So that's going to be a very interesting fight. And that's 300 House of Judgment reputation, a weapon core, and 1 etheric light. Then we have Skolas' Revenge, as always. This time Skolas will have a Solar Burn modifier. Once again, just like in week 1, it looks as though that we'll only ever be able to see burn modifiers on Skolas, just to make it a bit easier to take down his health, because his health is balanced around burn modifiers. And for completing this, you'll get 500 House of Judgment reputation, an armor core, a weapon core, and 1 etheric light. Now, I believe that's everything for this week, guys, so hopefully you guys are going to succeed when you do all of these activities this week. Let us know what you guys are planning to pick up in the comments section below. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, remember to smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for daily gaming content. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Links in the description below, and I'll see you guys in another video. So until then, ciao.